Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to this channel. It's your boy Sammy. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about candlesticks chart patterns, which actually work in the chart for you to be able to pinpoint the zone that you're supposed to look for potential entries to either right price to the upside or to the downside. So, if this is the first time of you watching our channel, I would like you to subscribe, leave a comment in the section below, and also share this video when you find value in it. Okay. When you talk about candlesticks, this helps us to know what price is actually doing for us to better pinpoint our entries and know when to actually exit the trade. So this is what I'm going to be pointing out. The first thing is the body of the candle. Now the body of the candle actually tells us what we're supposed to be doing, and this is the downside and this is the upside. So what we're expected to do actually is what happens in the candle. So the first thing that we expected to see is the body of the candle. Now the body of the candle is actually red in the bearish market, while in the bullish it is actually green. Now this is always cool for you to be able to pinpoint the actual zone you're supposed to do your analysis from. It is better you do your analysis using the green and the red body of the candle to know what price actually doing. Some folks like to use green and blue and some other colors, okay, whichever one that works better for you. But as a beginner, it's always cool for you to identify with the basics. Okay, we have wicks and we have the body of the candle. And okay, let's identify this candle individually first. This is actually the opening price, this is the closing price, this is the wick, this is the body, and of course the color is what? Red. Now what happens about this? When price opened here in the up candle, it took price to the downside and it closed here. Before it closed here, there was a move down here. Selling pressure stepped in and bullish pressure stepped in back and pushed the price here, and the price closed here. Now for the bullish, this shows that the sellers are actually what? Currently in charge. For the bullish, the price opens here and take price to the upside and it closes above here. Now before this, there was a move down here. Selling pressure stepped in to take price to the downside. All of a sudden, bullish pressure stepped in and it closed above the opening price, taking price here. It actually came above here, but sellers stepped in and pushed it down and it actually closed here. So this tells us that the week doesn't really matter, but what matters is the body. That's what we're calculating the first market. Now the next one we'll be looking at is chart pattern. So please stick with me to the end of this video. I will show you where to actually enter in your trade. Now we don't just analyze candlesticks generally in the whole market. There are specific zones where we use them as entry triggers and when we use them as exit also to know what the market is actually doing. Now for the sake of this video, I'm going to be covering only for the bearish. In the future video, I'm going to release for bullish candlestick or chart patterns. Now the first one here, we have an engulfing candle, an engulfing bearish candle. What is an engulfing bearish candle? Is a candle that closes above what? The previous candle. Bullish candles open here and push price up here and close here. The selling pressure stepped in here, open price here and took price to the downside, closing here, which closed above this entire bullish candle. This simply means that the sellers are actually in charge. Now we should be looking for sales opportunity. Now I need you to understand something. The sake of this video is to show you an entry trigger. There's something called an entry trigger. Entry trigger is what tells you when to enter the market. Okay, it's actually a signal for you to know that hey, we are about going in that direction. Just as the picture shows here also, this is the body of the bullish candle, this is the bearish candles, the body also, and the opening price, the closing price, opening price. Of course, anything bearish is starting from the top and the closing price at the down. For bullish, from the down, the closing price at the top. Okay, but please identify this. Don't ever get into a chart until the candle has been closed. Some folks make this mistake of when a candle is being formed here, and let's say price open here, let's say price open here and the candle has moved, actually price has taken a move down to the side without actually closing. Some folks prefer to enter here. It's actually wrong. It's after when the price has closed, the candle has closed, That is when you should be looking for what, an entry to take price to either to the upside or to the downside, depending on what the market flow. Now the next one is dark cloud cover. What is dark cloud cover? Dark cloud cover is a price action that shows when the previous candle was closed above 50%. This is the candle that opened here, the bullish candle here, and it came here. This is 50%, and it went up and closed above here. But what did we see? Sellers stepped in here and took price above the 50% and closed below it. This shows that the seller are actually what, in charge momentarily. Now what you should be doing is looking for an what, entry. Now in case I forgot to mention, please stick with me to the end. I'm going to be showing you where to enter this chart patterns. I'm going to be showing you on the chart live and how you can be able to what, pinpoint your what, entries. Okay, just stick with me to the end. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so also. So this is a better way for us to do that. Our video is actually what, making value to you. Okay, this is an evening star. Evening star shows three candles. Okay, three candles being put together. Now I'm going to be explaining it individually. Okay, this one was opened here and price pushed to the upside. Buyers are actually in charge momentarily. These are the wicks. We don't calculate wicks, like I said. Then we have a doji candle here. This doji candle shows an indecision. Okay, then the next one was indecision, means the sellers and buyers were actually on a tie. The price opened here. Let me explain this one. Price opened here, took price to the downside. Buying pressure stepped in and closed above the opening price, took price to this other side and went up. Selling pressure stepped in and pushed price back there, and the price closed here. It's an indecision. Okay, as you can see, the body of the candle is at the middle. Now the next one is the bearish candle that stepped in. Selling price stepped in and opened here, took price to the downside and closed here. This is an entry trigger. This is where we enter the market to take price to the downside. But please, we don't just enter like that. We have to identify some other factors. We have to consider some other stuff that will better help us to know when to get involved. Now the next one I want to talk about the doji before we move straight to the chart. Now a doji this is a dragonfly, gravestone rather. This dragonfly, long ledge dodge and common dodge. Now this one shows the price opened here, buying pressure stepped in and closed to the side. All of a sudden, huge selling pressure stepped in and took price to here, the opening price, and the price closed. This means that the seller is actually in charge. Okay, don't forget those buyers that started it up to the upside, but sellers came back and took price to the opening price, and the price closed here. The doji candle. Now this is for the dragonfly. It shows that the buyers are actually in charge. Selling pressure stepped and took price to the downside. All of a sudden, buying pressure stepped in and pushed above and closed at the opening price. Now I need you to understand the difference between these two. When it comes to gravestone doji, it has to do with the opening price of buyers. Okay, when it comes to dragonfly, it has to do with the opening price of sellers. Dragonfly talks about sellers, gravestone talked about what, buyers. Okay, whichever way. Okay, this one actually is an indecision candle that I was talking about. The price opened here and took price to the downside. Buying pressure stepped in and closed above it. All of a sudden came back and it was a not indecision candle. The same thing applicable here. The difference is just that this one is at the middle. Opened here and took price to the downside. Buying pressure stepped in, closed above it, and sellers stepped in and closed at the middle here. Okay, in case you see this kind of a stuff here, let's say an indecision candle, something like this, it's still the same thing. There is no difference. Okay, so they said let's get into the chart and let me show you guys. Okay, as you can see here, this is actually a trade that I took here on gold. Okay, on gold. So this is it here. As you can see, this was my entry. I'm going to be zooming it right in so you can see where I entered the market of. Okay, I will show you the entry trigger that I got. Okay, this is it. If you look closely, you'll see that this market actually gave me an evening star here. Okay, right here. Let me point it out so you can see it clearly. Right here, that was where I executed my trade from. So this is an evening star. This is the bullish candle up. This also is the indecision candle, the doji candle, and the next one, the bearish candle. What is and what entry for me? Now they see another opportunity for someone else that missed that flow, that move. So this is another opportunity. Now what is this? This is an engulfing chart pattern and candlestick pattern. Okay, we're going to be going back up, so I will show you guys some other stuff here. I'm seeing an evening star also here. Someone else can jump in here. Yeah, this is an evening star, bullish, bearish, and yeah, just like that. So, and now, like I said, we don't just get involved in charts just like that. Now take note, I'm actually pinpointing zones that are areas of value. Okay, there are areas of value for you to get involved in the chart and see chart patterns. Now let me take this to the daily. Just stick with me. I'm going to be showing you the chart patterns that I'm talking about. Again, this is a live trade for you to see that what I'm showing you is working on the market. It's actually working on the market. Okay, let's go to daily. I want to show you my reason for entering that trade was not just because of the chart pattern. It was because of what the market was doing. It wasn't because of the chart pattern. It was because of what the market was doing. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's just analyze from here. As you can see my trend line here, there's trend line up here. The one here, there's this one. So the market was as respecting major swing point 1, 2. Don't forget we have higher high and higher lows, higher high, higher lows, like the video about earlier on. If you haven't watched the video where I talked about market structure, please, I would really advise to watch it so you can get better understanding about market structure. So this is it, and this now. Okay, now let's see this closely. There was a break. Now when there's a break of trend line, it simply means the market wants to move in an opposite direction, right? Good. So I'm just saying, okay, this is it. So what happened? The market actually retraced back to the trend line after the break. Okay, the market came back to the trend line after the break. Yeah, it came back to the trend line after the break. Now in this particular area here where the trend line is, that is where you're going to be looking for that chart pattern. Now let me zoom this closely. I don't know if you get my what I'm saying, but let me zoom this closely. Okay, now if you look very well, you will see that in the daily time frame, what the daily time frame means, it takes 1 day for each of these candles to be formed. Okay, it takes daily for each of these candles sticks to be formed. Now what did we see in the daily? Like I said, I didn't mention this one. This is called a reversal chart pattern. It's a bearish candle. It's called a reversal chart pattern. Now what is this one talking about? This is a shooting star. A shooting star shows a reversal pattern of a candlestick. Let me point this out first. For you can see here, sorry, you can see here, price actually opened here. I'm talking about the bearish candle now. The price moved to the downside. After all, bullish candle took it back to the wick up there, and selling pressure stepped in and pushed it back, and price closed what here. Closed what here. Now this simply means that the sellers are in charge. Now as you can see, we went down to the 4 hours. We're seeing an evening star, but when we came to the daily, we're seeing what a a reversal chart pattern which shows a what shooting star. There are two candles that I love to use very well. I like using you can actually, yeah, I like using um shooting star in the bearish market condition like what I'm explaining, and I like using evening star. This one is showing a shooting star in the daily time frame, and in the 4 hours like we just checked it is showing an evening star. Now what do I mean by that? There's something I want to say. Take note that I did not just look for an opportunity to just buy. I waited for the market to come to an area of value. What was my area of value? The market broke trend line. It didn't just break trend line, it actually came back to the trend line. And once it touched the trend line, it started giving us a reversal chart pattern. That reversal chart pattern is what we refer to as candlestick chart pattern, and it's also called an entry trigger. When somebody said, have you executed your entry? Your entry trigger here signifies the reversal candle that shows in an area of value. Okay, we don't just, why didn't I point out these zones? Why wasn't I concerned about the zones? I wasn't concerned about it because none of them was giving me, none of them was in an area of value. I would not come here and come and be looking for sales here when I know that the market is actually respecting trend lines. It is wrong for me because I would like to follow the trend until I got a breakout, which was a signal that the market wants to reverse. So once the market came back to the trend line, this area of value here, that's when I will start looking for reversals. So can you see that what we look out for? Okay, for beginners traders that are using my strategy that I talked about in the video that I've been teaching, please, I would advise you look for entry triggers in the area of what value. Very important. The first thing, let me go back the analysis. You check the market structure. Okay, let's use this as an example. This market has actually been bullish, right? Okay, that's been bullish and it came to this trend line. Okay, let's go back first of all. Let's go back first of all and let me explain this. If you can just get the picture of this, I think I'm cool with it. Okay, this market has been expecting swing points one here. It went up, it came back to the trend line, it went back here, and the next one it broke the trend line. Then we look for reversals. Now there's something I want to say. Take for example, I want to trade when this market was bullish, when it came to this trend line. It's another area of value. Now I'll show you why it's an area of value. This is a secret guide. Please, I need you to listen closely. This is a secret, and this is my secret in my trading. I let you guys in what I do. Okay, this is my greatest secret. My greatest secret. I'll make emphasis on it. My greatest secret, because it works for me perfectly. So I believe it can work for you too if you can able to give your time into what I'm going to be showing you now. Okay, stick with it. Stick with it. Let's go closely. Okay, let's zoom closely so we can get this picture clearly. Don't forget, I said I look for market structure in an area of value. Now, area of value is trend line. Why do I call it trend line? Once the market comes to the trend line, I should be looking for opportunities for buys since the trend line has not been broken. Once the market breaks the trend line, I should be looking for a way to sell because they know that once the trend line has been broken, there's bound to be a reversal in the market. Now let's go closely here. What can you see here? Look closely. I see a morning star. Yeah, see, bearish candle, bullish, and the next bullish. This is an entry. Now I need you to listen to me closely. Okay, now can you see this zone here? Can you see this zone here? Let me use something to point it out so that it will be very clear for us to see. We are going to be going down to the lower time frame, and I'm going to be showing you different chart patterns that are being formed on just this one candle here. Don't forget, in the daily, the market gave us actually, it gave us a morning star, right? It gave us a morning star. Now we're going to be going down to 4 hours. Then I'll stop at 1 hour. Okay, stop at 1 hour because of I like doing analysis from higher time frame. I'm a swing trader besides, so I like doing analysis from higher time frame. So let's check 4 hours. What happened in the 4 hours? The student of mine was asking me a question. I get confused about time frame analysis. Please always do your analysis from the higher time frame. It's always safer. It's always cool that way. you're not disturbed about what the market is doing or what it's not doing. Okay, what can we see? It's kind of like a little bit technical, but to me, I think I would like to rate this. I would like to rate this as a morning star here. I see a morning star here before the move down. If you can look closely, you see it. I see a morning star there before the move down, or I see an engulfing candle here. Whichever one that is cool for you, but provided you are in the what market flow, you are cool with it. You are cool with it. This is actually for bullish, but I think let's do this in the next video. I think I'm kind of like deviating, so let's do this for the next video. Let me talk about only bearish for this particular tutorial. So what do we see here? We saw an evening star. Okay, this is an entry. Because why are we entering? We are entering because the daily has come back to the trend line, and this trend line is actually going to be giving us a move to the what, to the downside. Okay, let's go to 1 hour. I think I said I'll get to 1 hour. Let's go to 1 hour. I'm going to be showing you just one. I think we've been able to show ourselves some of the chart patterns here. Okay, guys, can you see? I see an engulfing candle here. I see an engulfing candle, a bearish engulfing candle. Now look very well, look closely. You see that the bullish candle was here, and we got a bearish candle that covered it, that covered above it. Okay, can you see an evening star here? Sorry, let me take this out. Let's go back up. Let's check what is on give. So I think we've been able to move the stuff. Finally close it straight. Let me take this out. Let me take this out. Okay, okay, this is better off. Evening star, evening star, evening star, still an evening star here, still on the same trend line. Evening star, evening star, evening star, evening star. That's just what I've been saying. So please guys, take note of this. We look at these zones in an area of value. That's where you're going to be getting high probability wins in your trade. You just don't want to enter anywhere just like that. You want to be able to see. Okay, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing. Okay, just try this out in the chart and see how far it can help you to understand these zones. Okay, in case you have a question for us in the comment section, you would like us to give attention to, of course we are always open. Okay, so I'll see you in the future.